Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror.
Charlie won the debate, and that's why these people took his life, because they had no response to someone who had so thoroughly won the debate.
That's a lot of people you tell to run.
You're about to watch an opinion-based podcast. This episode is not meant to be facts. It is only the opinion of the host. The host lists all references with links in the box below. Again, this is only the opinion of the host.
He's here. He's here. Yeah, broadcasting somewhere in Northern California.
In the bowel, right to the belly of the beast.
Inside his command post. Somewhere in the brick and steel of a nondescript building. We have made contact with him. Donrob from Donrob Flixx.
What the fuck's up, everybody? I'm back, and yes, I saw the same fucking shit that every one of you on planet Earth saw, so man, let's just jump right into this because it's sad, it's ridiculous, it should have never happened. Here we go. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you how I feel about this, but it won't be in my words. It'll be in this man's words right here. And I don't think he's a racist either, but I don't know. Nowadays, you know, some might say he's a racist. I don't know, man. I mean, we're in fucking weird, bizarre, weirdo times, man. So, I don't know. Listen to this man and you guys tell me that this is how I feel, exactly what he's saying.
There's real life stuff going on in this world. And we saw a right-wing conservative host because that's what he was, and that's what they labeled Charlie Kirk. And we saw him struck by a bullet in his neck. And it didn't take long before he was pronounced dead at the age of 31, courtesy of an assassin's bullet. A bullet from a rifle that was lodged against him from 200 yards away. Part that really resonates with me, outside of the obvious, is that he had two children, younger than 5 years of age.
Yep.
Both were in attendance and saw their father get gunned down.
His daughter ran to him after he got shot, you guys.
Their mother, who was in attendance, who saw
his
her
3-year-old girl
get gunned down.
Fucking
in the world that we're living in
scumbags.
today, I don't care who you are. You're white, you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you're Native American, you're Jewish, you're Catholic, you're Christian. I don't care. At some point in time, the one thing that sports needs to remind us about, the importance, the appreciation that we should all embrace, is how it brings all of us together.
Exactly.
No matter your color or creed, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your upbringing, your background, et cetera, when you wear the same uniform as somebody else, when you play in the same league as another contemporary, when the sacrifices that you make to elevate yourself to a certain level is something that's mirrored by hundreds, if not thousands, of other individuals out there, reminds us all that we're all God's children. And that universally, when we see something like that transpire,
what if they're
we
an
collectively
atheist,
come together and understand that the world that we're witnessing and the world that we're living is pretty damn messed up. And there's a lot more love and a lot more brotherhood and sisterhood and humanity that goes on in this world that doesn't. Yet, the few who are evil amongst us are the ones that screech and make the most noise. And it's affecting us in a way where it's getting to a point where you're going to get scared to walk out in the streets. You're going to get scared to show love and affection and even to say hello to your fellow man and woman, your neighbor. And sports is so important now more than ever before, because you know something? When you look at Lambeau Field tonight in Green Bay, Wisconsin, when the Green Bay Packers host the Washington Commanders, you had better believe 60,000 plus are going to be at that stadium. Sports is worth a multi-billion-dollar industry, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, for a reason. Because it brings us joy. And it reminds us all how we can truly get along. And that the vitriol and the evil and the viciousness that exists in this world, it ain't the many, it's the few. But it also needs to remind us that we got to come together and speak up and speak out against those evil people. Against those with evil tendencies.
Word.
Against those who are insidious and iniquitous and looking to do anything they can to harm us and the fabric of our society.
Yep.
I don't care what he felt. I care about the fact that a man was gunned down in front of two of his children who are 5 years of age or less. That he's dead at the age of 31.
And his 3-year-old daughter ran to him because of a loud noise, you piece
because
of
his
shit.
ideas and his beliefs.
While her dad was gushing blood. He was unalived by somebody that was weak-minded, man, and brainwashed. That's what happened here. It's as simple as that. But I guarantee you all these people are being watched over on Blue Sky. All these really smart people. And like over at Midas Touch on YouTube, all these really smart people that talk about unaliving people. These people are crazy, man. Do they know that there's IP addresses? They don't, do they?
And he wanted to be accessible to the best of his abilities. That's why he goes out to these campuses and he sits there in a campus and says, "Come and have a conversation with me."
Yep.
This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible.
And all you motherfuckers that he had a wife and kids, so what? So what? Legitimately, though.
Look at you.
Because
look at you, dude. Look at
you
your
guys
voice.
are really quiet about Mexicans getting deported, getting ripped from their families. What about their wives? What about their kids, right? But one rich motherfucker dies, and
wow,
and that's not okay.
Nice
that's
nose
where you
ring.
guys draw the line.
Nice nose ring,
Stop
funny
sucking
boy.
Dick for people that don't give a about you.
Not everybody sucks dick like you do, dude.
That man said with his whole chest and proud of it, your body, my choice, and I'm supposed to feel bad because somebody made his body their choice? Did you guys just hear what she did? That man said with his whole chest and proud of it, your body, my choice, and I'm supposed to feel bad because somebody... That man said with his whole chest and proud of it, your body, my choice.
To the people on the right grandstanding about morality saying, oh, I can't believe they're acting like this. I would like when the House Speaker from Minnesota and her husband were taken out, and also when Nancy
you guys
Pelosi's
like his nose ring too?
Thank you very much.
And for those of you out here like, guys,
you like her nose ring too? That big fat nose ring?
What happened to Charlie Kirk is wrong.
Look up nose ring theory.
Okay, talk about Gaza. It doesn't matter what politics are. What's happening in Gaza is wrong. What about hate crimes on trans people? It doesn't matter
just like
what
I feel what happened to Charlie's wrong.
The nose ring theory, specifically referring to a septum piercing, is a social theory that gained traction online, particularly in 2025, suggesting that individuals with septum piercings tend to make their past trauma their entire personality.
What's happening is wrong, right?
So was Charlie.
Right? Or is it only wrong when it's
so was that
a famous conservative influencer who's a white male?
That's not what this is about, you fat pig.
The fact that
fat
some
pig
of you
with
are
funny
cheering
hair.
on the fact that
you like her nose ring too?
In front of his 2 kids, I don't care.
You're a psycho bitch.
I'm sorry, something just happened. Something just came out. Do you know what he said about those 2 kids that are his? I think someone was looking out for them.
Psycho
Get off my
bitch.
phone. Get off my phone.
No one wants to be on your phone.
Get off my phone.
No one wants to be on your phone.
I don't care. I don't care.
Nice nose ring. Nice. Nice.
Get on my face.
I fear that people don't understand that political violence isn't just gun violence. Charlie Kirk has been politically violent since he stepped in the game. That man is anti-trans, anti-women, anti-black people, anti-immigrants, and then some. And he puts his money where his mouth is, right? He funds anti-trans organizations. He funds media outlets that push red pill bullshit specifically to young men. He's one of the top dogs when it comes to dividing people politically. He has been politically violent for 10,
I hope all you
now.
fucking funny looking people are happy.
And
you just gave birth to hundreds of thousands of Charlies.
Moral high ground by telling oppressed people that they don't get to be relieved at what happened today. I'm not pushing
oppressed
an agenda,
people,
but I understand their emotions. And you getting on this app as like a white man or someone who doesn't fully understand what's going on and saying, "Oh, well, no one deserves to be hurt."
Oh, but you understand as a white
Charlie's
woman.
been hurting people since he stepped in the game.
He has said over and over
Did that
again
make sense,
that
guys?
it's worth the
And this
have
guy
the cost
Hassan's a
of,
fucking
unfortunately,
bitch
some
ass
gun deaths
joke
every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment.
And that is part of liberty. Driving comes with a price. 50,000 people die on the road every year. That's a price. You get rid of driving, you'd have 50,000 less auto fatalities. But we have decided that the benefit of driving, speed, accessibility, mobility, having products, services, is worth the cost of 50,000 people dying on the road. So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen.
The reason why I'm showing this is not to say, well, you know, tough.
Because you're a grifter. That's why you're
showing. I'm showing this is because he has played a formative role in his own demise by playing a part in a media landscape, in a media environment that normalizes this death and destruction. In
if that's the case, you're doing the same thing, right, Hassan?
He was still
what does that mean?
Advocating for not only
what does that mean?
Control, but he was when he goes to these events, there are a lot of people who don't agree with him who attend to debate him. And one of these people was actually asking him a question. He said, "Charlie, do you know how many trans people are mass shooters? He said, I don't know. Far too many. There's only been 5. Do you know how many mass shootings have taken place in the last
in like
10
a
years,
year or two,
as opposed to the last 10 years of 5 trans shooters?
All the recent
and while he
ones
was in
have
the
all been
process of
trans,
responding
you guys.
to that by saying, well,
Does
do you
everybody
mean
realize
gang
that?
violence or without gang
The
violence?
shooter
He
this
got
time,
shot
his
in the neck.
boyfriend was
last
about to
moment.
become
Even
a
in
trans.
this moment, if they don't understand the severity of the problem of gun violence in this country, what is the reason why it happens in the United States of America and it doesn't happen anywhere else to the same
Because of
frequency?
people like you,
I don't know
Hassan.
what will cause them to recognize it.
Because of people like you.
The left
and
is saying
people like
bullseye on
him.
Trump, bullseye on his supporters.
Charlie Kirk's a casualty of war. We're in this country. We are.
They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept
We got to
it or
stop
not,
all this war talk.
They are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it?
How about you say, let's all try to learn from this, man? Why can't you just say that?
News.
Channel
Exposed to you on
Donrob. Flixx.com.
Word. So here's my take on all that. I told you. It's what Stephen A. said. That's my take.
You negate recalling and remembering who you are and what you stand for and what's most important. And that's caring enough about yourself and your fellow man and your fellow woman never to inflict violence upon anybody, never to do something like this, and certainly never to celebrate it. Sports does so much for us.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't just give us something to cheer about.
Start watching
It's the
sports
fact that
again,
it
people.
allows us
Get
to
into
cheer
more sports,
together.
man. What is everybody doing?
You're going to see Green Bay fans at Lambeau Field tonight in all colored shapes and sizes. You're going to see the same thing when the Commanders host a game or one of the other 32 NFL teams do the same. And the NBA season comes, you're going to see that too. And as the Major League Baseball playoffs are forthcoming, you're going to see that too. And right here on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, my background is entirely different than Mad Dog Russo. I imagine if we probed one another and we spoke about such things, our politics might be a little bit different. The same applies to Adam Shine. The same applies to Katie Nolan. The same applies to Steve Torrey and a bunch of other folks and Eric Spitzer and everybody else associated with SiriusXM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and all of SiriusXM. Howard Stern included and everybody else, including Megyn Kelly. I don't care.
Yep.
They're good people. I'm proud to know them.
It's because you're mature, Stephen.
I'm proud to be on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'm proud to call that man my brother from another mother.
And all those people had different politics, you guys. All those people he named off. Howard Stern, Megyn Kelly.
Some point in time,
come on.
We got to remember that and remember to remind one another that there's far more love in this world than hate.
Exactly.
And not allow evil and hate to dominate us.
Sounds funny coming from
and
me,
to strip us.
Donrob Flixx.
Of what truly makes us the greatest nation in the world. It's that mosaic that we live under. A willingness to embrace any and all and find a way to agree without being disagreeable. Not even because we may want to all the time.
I can't say it any better than him. I can't. I mean, he's right. Maybe everyone needs to watch more sports, man. Maybe that's the problem. Go Eagles.
We are now in a state of a great deception, where facts are not facts and reality is perception. And everything you read on your feed is feed. And politicians cross party lines to keep us deceived. You see, historically, black people have been traditional, but white Democrats say blacks have to be liberal. So we adopt a co-op, trying to avoid a fall. But if you handpicked our choice, that's not a choice at all. And what about Republicans? They just want to divide us. Yes, they're racist too, but they don't pretend to like us. So we don't pretend to be friends or festered by their feet. The only thing worse than a wolf is one dressed like a sheep. So you can be a sheep and go sleep with the shepherd. But regardless of what they hide, they both support genocide. They both support or sign bills that kill black and brown children. Replace gravestones with luxury homes and buildings. It's gross how they netting in Benjamin search Yahoo for the brazen fundraising to push imperialism. They use a war machine that's worth trillions to colonize civilians and spread materialism. Remember 2020 when we was in isolation? Nobody could go to work, so the government had to pay us. Then they used our own trauma to play and manipulate us up until election day just to sway us in their favor. Basically made crime legal. And it's not the rich that suffer, it's only the disenfranchised people. To drive down the property value, ignite fear, buy it for cheap, then make a huge profit in 5 years. But there's a threat, Project 2025. We've been in the projects and still managed to survive. We've been marginalized and denied our rights too. So the things they scared of, we lived our whole lives through. They use black people like political ping pongs and parade out paid celebrities just to sing songs. It seems wrong, but the fear's intact. Cause the puppet strings are green and there's a pact with the bureaucrats. They all follow that dogma to make Parma. They all have to answer to karma and big pharma. They all fall in line with their donors and lobbyists just to render private agendas so it's not so obvious. This is the modern day Roman Empire, controlling most of the map, but it still has to collapse. Land of the pill poppers, junkies, and meth heads. I think it's safe to say America's on her deathbed.
Look at her. Look how normalized life is, right there for her, man. Play it back and watch it again if you can. Look how she's living. These people are real, man. Just like in Ukraine and Russia. We'll play it for you. Here.
Basically what's happening right now is that there are paper flyers that have been thrown from the airplanes. The kids are chasing them. When these papers are thrown, they're always informants that you need to evacuate this area. So, I just went, and because they got some papers downstairs, so I asked them from upstairs, like, what happened. They're saying that this place has to be evacuated, and that the safe areas are the Mawasi areas, which is like areas in the south by the beach. And I went in by the window. Everyone has their head out the window, so I asked what it said. They told me, and everyone's like, what did it say? And it's like everyone just sticking their heads out of their windows, like, what did it say? And I'm like, evacuation. Everyone's like, fuck. Everyone's just like really upset. And there's people already moving.
Do you guys notice this is like normal for her?
That man just stumped.
Look at that guy.
What the hell am I doing?
Poor guy.
Hell. Anyway, but like I said, I'm not leaving. This is the first time I find a place that I'm like super comfortable in. Like when I'm out, I just feel like, oh my God, when am I gonna get home? I just go out to connect to internet.
Can you guys imagine living like this? Can you? We think we have it bad in the hood.
So, if I'm gonna die, I'm dying in this apartment. I'm not dying moving around in tents or in places that... Okay guys, so they just got me a paper from downstairs. I'm gonna read it and translate it. اللي ساكن بواجد مدينة غزة جيش الدفاع الإسرائيلي. Okay, so basically it's saying like for the people who are living in Gaza, the Israeli army, they're coming after us. And okay, basically I'm not really perfect at reading Arabic. I mean I can, but I just didn't understand. So basically just saying like move into these areas.
Damn. That's crazy, man. The world's getting crazy, actually. What side is, doing the most scary shit these days? Does anybody know?
I think the Charlie Kirk death was the left versus the right. You are probably also the same group that believes JFK was killed randomly. There's too much going on where any of this could be coincidence. What I mean is we have a trans shooter who goes into a Catholic school. Then just a few days ago, we have a Ukrainian refugee who gets murdered
train.
Yeah, that's a
then
whole
now
nother story to
today,
talk
we have
about.
Charlie Kirk. If this doesn't scream ideological and cultural subversion, I don't know what to tell you. There's 4 stages to that, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we are in the final stages.
He's
but
right
no
a
one
little.
else is aware.
He's right a
of
little
the
bit, you
bombing in
guys, but he's a
Qatar,
little
what's
paranoid
currently
too.
happening in Gaza. We are literally funding a genocide. It's the
He's
perfect
right about that
example of division, creating tensions and hatred and violence toward different groups. We're all the same. And while you're causing that division between a nation, you're also then causing a distraction. And we just talked about what those distractions would be. And I'm also sure you're aware of what day is rapidly approaching us. Open your eyes. It's not the left.
He was
versus
talking
the
about
right.
9/11.
Now, what I urge you all to do, look at Germany in the early 1900s. Really do some deep dive research.
I will.
And come back and tell me if it is not identical to what is happening in modern day America.
All right, we know what comes next, right? Charlie Kirk was killed on stage in Utah, shot in the neck, instantly dead, and we know what comes next because Trump is telling us what comes next.
What's next?
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst
that is true.
Mass murderers and criminals.
Blaming it on radical leftist Democrats already, even though they haven't caught the suspect. We have
this didn't do well,
idea.
Nope, Trump was right again.
Wouldn't it be crazy that while Charlie Kirk was dying yesterday, pretty much the same time the shooting happened, the Senate was voting on releasing the Epstein files?
What? Is that true, Miss Producer?
And Republicans actually voted to block it.
Did you find it? Pull it up, please. Let's see. Let's see if it's true. Is it? Throw it up. Throw it up. Wow. What's the date on that? That's crazy. Can you flash into the date? September. Oh, shit. What time? September 10th. So he was in Utah, right? So that would have been a couple hours after right there. Interesting. Like 2 hours later after his shooting, this went up. They did the vote.
So yeah, that'd be
That's
crazy.
interesting.
You know what else would be crazy?
This right here.
Dear MAGA, Charlie Kirk was right about one thing for sure. It was this.
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redaction whatsoever, period. Right. And so yesterday, I don't want to comment because a lot of these people are my friends, but they got to make it right. And we, the American people, ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list. Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we, the American people, should have on an easy-to-access website immediately in a very, very quick fashion.
We should.
Who agrees with Charlie Kirk here?
Me, myself, and I.
He said that after saying, let's not talk about it anymore, you guys. He did. Now, pull up clip 26 for me, please. Thanks.
So my name is Hunter. I was in the middle of debating Charlie Kirk in the middle of the assassination at Utah Valley University.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Forget about the last 10 years. See, that's where the narrative's getting fucked up, you guys.
The statistical analysis on trans shooters. And sort of the point that I was trying to make was that it's sort of a statistical outlier.
The last 5 in a row?
To how peaceful they are. Obviously,
we're trans, you guys.
Pretty ironic given when it was given.
I think that's what that Charlie guy was talking about.
Yeah, so I mostly came in there because Charlie's very open about having some sort of dialogue or some sort of conversation that he believes in engaging, and I'm pretty on the record of how much I disagree with him, but I do definitely respect how much he's willing to platform voices to ensure that some semblance of a good conversation can come out of it.
Mm-hmm. And as far as these statistical anomaly thing when it comes to trans shooters, is that in response to the way that him and Turning Point were framing that as like a big issue?
So
the guy that
3 weeks ago there was a trans shooter at a Catholic church.
Trying to just debate
Charlie made a bunch of tweets basically saying like, when are we going to start noticing that this is a trend? So I kind of made a video calling him out a little bit and saying, hey, I want to come debate you, I want to come do it, and a lot of people were kind of encouraging me, so I kind of wanted to come and have my I guess my little audience.
But see, here's the thing. Something in my gut is saying that the shooter was part of this guy's little, audience that he's talking about. And something else in my gut, it's telling me that he knows that and he fucking feels bad. I mean, what's the odds of the shooter waiting, for the question that he was about to ask, man? I don't think it was a coincidence. Do you guys think that was really a coincidence? Do you? He told all of his fans he's going to be asking that question.
How was the energy whenever you arrived at the event?
Very conservative, for sure. Everyone was very energetic, chanting Trump.
And we know now the dude also lived in Utah, where he's living.
there was
We
a,
could
a
change
line
this now,
of,
Miss Producer.
liberals on the
Let's get
rooftop,
back to the normal
who
show.
were holding like pride flags and
let's get rid of
using
this.
like Palestine flags and things like that. And there was a
I
little
don't
bit
really
of taunting
want
back and forth.
this
But
is
not very
bothering
out of
me.
hand.
Let's move
Most
on.
of the debaters were either like,
And look, so this podcast, it's called Donrob Flixx Take. Why? It's pretty simple, right? Pretty fucking simple. It's my take on current events, culture, music, movies, and politics. You know, what's going on for the week. That's why it's called Donrob Flixx Take. And this tragic story is each of those. Look, politics. That's how I discovered that guy. I don't know what year it was, man, but I do know that Trump, it was his very first term. You know, he seemed to me like a little rich kid, like he was part of the Trump family. I've never been a big fan of his or anything. I've never even been a fan of the guy, you know, but this is wrong, man. Watching, you know, Charlie Kirk, what he's done. I remember when the guy was like 21, man. And what that other girl, Candace, was doing. But I kind of forgot they both were so close. Culture. Right? The man changed college campuses and made it cool to be like this guy.
I have an announcement to make. I'm dropping out of school.
Right? I mean, college campuses became, you know, a sea of merch. You could say it's all Trump's, you know, and I even heard, you know, Charlie give Trump all that credit, but it was him. It was definitely Charlie. I even started seeing it here in the Bay Area around, you know, college kids at Berkeley. So, you know, current events.
Let's play part one, which is
current events.
402.
I mean this.
Welcome to the channel, guys. Looks like a lot of whiny babies have a problem with what I say, so prove me wrong. Hey, class.
Isn't that a current event that shows culture of this time period? Isn't it? Film. I guarantee you, this will become a film. This guy's life. I guarantee you, it's already being written. The contracts are made. And last, music. Those are all the things I like to touch on for the week. I'm sure Kid Rock or maybe Post Malone will make a song, but actually, what's his name? He just made one.
Shot down and he was barely 31. Another woke coward took a life with a gun.
Or, you know, according to Charlie's best friend in politics, who started with him from the beginning, maybe it should be Ye that makes the song.
When I was reading through the chat today, I was just laughing with just tears in my eyes, thinking of the many road trips that we took, so many hours spent just talking trash to one another, making fun of one another. One of the best moments that I can think of, and there's so many to choose from.
Watch a little bit of this, you guys. I'll be right back. It's interesting. But make sure you go to Candace Owens' page and watch the whole thing. I only gave you a small clip of it.
Pull over the vehicle.
I'll be right back.
I understand that you don't do culture, but like, come on, you don't know the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye, and he didn't. And I explained to him the difference. I was like, okay, no, you got to get into some Kanye West music. Next thing you know, Charlie's really getting into some Kanye West music. He's running 10 miles a day. He got really into running, and he's texting me about how great it is. Like there's this text, Charlie. He's like, yes, it's my new favorite song, and he just loved it. Kanye's Power kind of became our theme song for the tour. I have no idea why, but that was our hype song before we went on stage. So you can only imagine when just a couple of months later, we've been listening to Kanye's old albums on repeat. Suddenly Kanye West tweets, I love the way Candace Owens thinks.
Yeah, that is when most of us thought Ye might be, you know, off his meds. And you remember that time period? I forgot it until right now.
The excitement. Okay, we were certain that we had manifested it. We were.
I would have thought the same thing.
We
if
manifested
I was
this
kind of
by
neat.
listening to
It's
Power
cool,
on repeat. Actually, I found a clip of us backstage on that day when that tweet happened, and we were doing what I used to refer to as like the Charlie dance. Here it is.
Okay, stop it, Miss Producer. Stop it. Please, can you stop it? That's sad seeing this, man. Seeing both of these two, you know, in a completely different way. I didn't know, you know, they were this close. I don't think many do. I really don't. I don't think many people know it. Play that again, please.
The era of Kanye, like the Charlie dance. Here it is.
It's kind of sad, man. He was a nerd.
Era of Kanye. I can't even explain it because you really did have.
He was
to
a
be
nerd,
there.
you guys.
Charlie was my overly bright, and
a
sometimes
really smart
annoying
nerd.
kid brother. I was smiling going
That
through my
loved
chat
to
of how many
debate.
times he would text me a picture and say,
Everybody
cool?
took it the wrong way. Look, his best friend. Look who she is. Look at her.
Of us talking about a pair of sunglasses. He's just sending me, and I'm like, nah.
Would a
that's not
racist
good. Nope,
have
that's
her
not-
as his best friend?
send. Okay, that one's okay. That'll work.
As like his sister?
And this is actually one of my favorite photos of him, where
The answer is no.
I could just hear him when I look at this photo. I can hear him saying, "Does this look cool?" He was wearing.
Would a
pair of
racist
Yeezys
want to
that,
wear
Kanye
those
gave him, and he
shoes?
looks really cool. I thought they really.
Well, you know,
I was like,
you
"Yeah,
never
he
know
look-
nowadays.
He
with
looked
Ye,
really
right?
cool, Charlie.
Okay, Ye, give this man a song, man. Give him a song.
and one of the
Write a
most
song
fun,
about him, yeah.
road trips I've had in my life. Every single song was sung. We were always, me and Charlie were always singing in cars. To show you, this is from that road trip.
Wow. I don't really like that song, but damn, I didn't know that these two were this close. I didn't know. I really didn't.
And then, of course, there was always some hip hop mixed in, Ignition, remix.
Wow, he seems real racist to me.
You look cool, Charlie. You look cool. We really did go everywhere. I mean, all 50 states, Canada, down to the border, the United Kingdom, Israel, you name it, we were there. And yeah, it was one of those moments where Charlie, he had good character. But the prep for every one of those events, like even the Him Too event, it was always Kanye. Here it is.
These two were really close.
Just literally me, Charlie, and Sarah, who was his assistant at the time.
Traveling the country.
Playing the hype music. Charlie and I fought a lot of battles together. I mean, of course, who could forget the infamous day that we got chased out of a Philadelphia restaurant by Antifa, and they threw water and they threw an egg on Charlie. We were just amazed at how quickly they had assembled once they found out what restaurant we were at. But I want you to watch him here. Like, even in this moment of shock and adversity, he finds a reason to smile, and it's incredible. Take a look at this.
Wow.
That was Charlie. That was Charlie, man. That was always his main thing. Be a happy warrior. And he was a happy warrior. And we were happy warriors. And
any debate I ever saw him doing, he was always kind of smiling.
The absurdity
like
of
that.
the protesters always. I personally think some of the protesters liked that Charlie and I were making light fun of them. I don't even know what campus event this is, but I love this video of me just playing with the protesters, sitting in front of one of their signs, and Charlie speaking over my shoulder. Take a listen.
If you aren't wealthy, white, and male, Charlie Kirk is not your friend. What do you think?
Not my friend anymore?
Are we not friends? Is that right?
Look, guys,
A sign outside of a thing, an event that we just
everybody's still doing it to him.
Go figure.
Looking back at too many photos, I just have too many photos of Charlie. It really is incredible to see how many times he's just right behind my back. Charlie always had my back, and I always had his. Charlie was right by my side when I started Blexit, obviously, because I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie.
Wow.
And Charlie knew the real Candace, you know? And
That's
people knew.
Once I saw the text, his text, you guys,
a lot of people
that's what
calling
that
me
just
and doing
told
a
me.
political dance. Of course, people guessed it correctly when they said, oh, the person who probably was the intermediary when Trump called about Brigitte was Charlie Kirk. Of course it was Charlie. They would never send anybody else to call me with anything because they knew that Charlie was a brother to me. And there was so many things that were said that were wrong, and we laughed at how wrong it was when people thought that when I had made up my mind about Israel, that Charlie and me fell apart.
She went against, she's against
Never,
Israel.
Not for a second. I said, it's the easiest decision ever, because Charlie knew who I was and I knew who he was. I said, Charlie, this is where I'm at, and there's no room for movement. And you tell your whoever that needs to hear it, whatever you need to tell them, because we're always going to be brother and sister. You know, we're always going to be brother and sister.
Wow.
We would talk about things and debate things behind the scenes. And I think my perspective was as it's been throughout our relationship.
Sorry, I keep saying wow.
Like, you might not get it now, Charlie, but you will. I'm only a few years older than you, but I think you're gonna see things my way. And I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think I know it. He was going through a lot, and there was a lot of pressure. And it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him. I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake. Feels really fake to me. And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion, and then to see them.
I think I know what she's talking about.
It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close, and he was my best friend and my
best friend and brother.
And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. There's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country. And he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so...
I didn't know he found her. He discovered her. You far left woke psychopaths. This guy had 45,000 hours of debates on film. They've all been clipped together for you to believe this young guy, father of 2 kids with a beautiful wife, man. And he's somebody's son. He's friends of many, man, a mentor of many. Everyone is painting this guy as a racist, man, a wealthy racist.
And I love you, Charlie, and
fascist.
You know?
It's crazy.
I'll see you when I'll
That's
see you.
sad. Damn. I didn't know that. Okay, so we just learned Charlie and Candace are like brother and sister. That's what we just learned, you guys. That they were like brother and sister. Let's hear from the other woman he had in his life. Let's hear from her.
I want to thank my husband's dear friend, Vice President Vance.
Damn, Vice President Vance is his good homie.
Phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support. You guys honored my husband so well bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr.
And the
President,
Trump family? Wow.
My husband loved you.
Close with all these people.
And he knew that you loved him too.
This will change things. You fucking idiots. You fucking idiots. The VP is his homie. Took Air Force 2 and picked him up, man. In Utah and flew him home, you guys. Think about that. That's how close they were. Just think about that. To all you stupid fucking people out there that don't believe in karma, I'm here to tell you it's real. It's very real.
Charlie Kirk was in the neck.
As of right now, I think his condition is unknown. And there are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
You guys can see her TikTok name, right?
So on behalf of everybody else,
you see it?
I got this shit.
Good. Just want to make sure you know how to find her.
I don't know if he's going to make a recovery or not. I don't know what his
So if she has a job, make sure she gets fired. That's the only reason why I want you to find her.
I saw the video of it happening. I do not feel bad for him in the slightest, and I'm very, very much wondering what MAGA is going to react with. I wonder how they're going to make this about how MAGA, black people shouldn't be allowed guns, or trans people. They're probably going to blame a trans black person.
Why would they do that? We all know it's people that look and act just like you, right there, right now, because you're a fucking spoiled little brat, man. All your problems are so hard. Nobody could ever understand them, right? You're a victim in life. Everything is victimizing you, right? People like this fucking fat slob right here really needs to stop trying to content bait. Let's keep watching so you know who to avoid, who to stay away from in life, right? These people have serious fucking issues, man. Deep, dark jealousy and hate issues. These people are always a victim in life. Always. At one time, we just called these people lazy, fat, and dumb. We called them lazy, dumb people. Now, these are the voice of many.
B-I-N-G-O. I don't fuck. But we can all celebrate because something really awful happened to a really, really awful guy. And again, if you're one of those dipshit
And again, there's her TikTok handle, man.
You should never wish death on someone. I'm going to cheer and dance and sing.
You fat
Thank
pig.
you very much.
Just sing, dance, and cheer your lazy, overweight self off of social media, you fucking slob. You sloppy, disgusting pig. And yes, I could tell you're a girl. Even if you claim to be part man, you're a girl. And there's
make no mistake about it. When I say
and there's only two genders.
That I'm a conscientious observer, that I'm an American citizen, that I'm just somebody who cares, and I'm somebody who believes in and tries to promote the importance of having a core decency attached to every one of us as human beings. I mean it. I mean it. Props to the New York Yankees organization last night for having a moment of silence.
Word.
If you're a left winger instead of a right winger, you might not have liked that. You're missing the point.
Yeah, they are.
This man was shot and killed from 200 yards away in front of his wife and children.
Let me show you who Steven's talking about right now. And we will move on to a much brighter show. Here you go, right here. This is who Steven's talking about. Look at that, man, holding his baby. Look at that. He's a young dude, man. Guy's like, I think in this video here, he's like 29 or 30. Because his oldest daughter's 3 years old now. I mean, these people are fucking... The dude that did it's a pussy. They did it because he beat them in all their debates.
And thousands of onlookers who had come to see him, Mr. Charlie Kirk, who had been going from campus to campus, simply debating his ideas against those who might differ from him. That's all. and his life was taken. He's gone at 31 just because he expressed thoughts that differed from somebody else, apparently. And some might blame it because, oh my God, he's friends with the president.
Do any of you people talking shit right now on social media understand who this guy is?
This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Wow. The President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, and the Director of the FBI, all close to him, all heartbroken over this. You fucking idiots. All you dumb blue sky and TikTok idiots have officially changed things. And you know what? You were fucking wrong, man. You people are all acting brainwashed, man. You need to find something else, to distract you from politics. You're all fragile. You're all soft people. It's easy to brainwash you, obviously. 10 years of calling certain people words like racist and all these words, man. Think about this. This shooter, he was only like 10 years old. 10 years old, man. Back when Trump was first elected and Charlie Kirk came out. Think about that for a minute. 10 years. 10 years of it. The assassin was like 10, almost 11 years old when the media first started calling Trump all the things that we hear to this day, man. Think about it. The media and all the algorithms, they all achieved the goal, man. They have officially brainwashed and indoctrinated an entire generation, maybe two. This media and the social media platforms, they have made sure we all seen it. They all made sure we've seen the shot, man. It's crazy.
I saw Charlie Kirk get shot. He collapsed in his seat. He fell over to the side. He was carried off. He had blood on his arms. He had blood on his shirt. He was dragged off and carried out of the venue. There was a gunshot that rang out.
You okay?
These kids are rattled, man. They're not used to this.
Someone get shot today.
They're not from the hood like me and some other people, man. You guys.
The field was. Look, I didn't always agree with Charlie Kirk's theology, but I did agree with his courage. And more importantly, I agreed with Christ. And Charlie never stopped speaking his name, even when the entire system told him to shut up. He didn't fold, he didn't dilute, and that made him dangerous. Not because of politics, but because he pierced the script. The media will call it division. Politicians will offer prayers, but behind the scenes, this was a frequency assassination.
I like this kid's words. It's kind of funny.
Broadcast to destabilize the sovereign field, to trigger fear, to hijack the timeline, to shut you up. This wasn't just about Charlie. It was about what happens when truth gets too loud and too aligned.
Turning Point isn't going anywhere, everybody. Something tells me Turning Point just became something that is here to stay, man, for a long time. It'll be more powerful and more funded than ever. And Charlie, he'll be studied and reincarnated in thousands and thousands of young men, man. Trust me. Except now, they know he was right. Or he was doing something that worked. So he was right.
Proud of yourself for debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself. Hold on. You're 30 years old. We can agree you're 30 years old, right? Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter. I'm a registered voter.
I vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here today. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Than a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
You create a company that's like close to being a fascist, and then
Okay. Well, how am I? Sorry. Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
Dude,
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
You believe that shit.
Don't boo him. Let him
But
I'm such a bad fascist. I let the people who disagree in open mic to talk to me for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Okay.
I'm an awful fascist. I'm more like a free speech liberal of the 1970s, not a fascist.
But I just want to say Turning Point USA is a evil company that was funded by thousands of fracking companies, and that just...
No, it's not thousands, but we do have some frackers that give us money. But
yeah, and then all it is making the rich more rich.
Fascism to fracking.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Okay, again, I'm happy to have a debate. I can see you're getting kind of fired up.
I'm sorry.
So, but why are we evil? Like, we're having a nice discussion.
Because
all of a sudden you're calling me like
because
a fascist.
it seems like you just want the rich get even more rich. Like
we haven't talked about the rich at all. I mean, so you don't even know my positions on this stuff. Under no circumstance ever should a man ever let a woman pay for a date, or you should split ever. No circumstance.
Even on the third, fourth, fifth.
What if it's the first date and you're just not into
anything? Okay, well, let me.
Period.
Well, let me. Okay, so
what kind of world are we living in?
Well, hold on a second. I agree with you. If I'm dating a girl, I would pay for everything.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. However, I could see for other people that might be in a different financial position, you know, you pay for 10 dates and then she's like, you know what, I want to treat you.
Well, that's totally different. No, what we're talking about is like, oh, we're going to alternate. Like, well, what's your serious? And she wants to take you out to something for a nice dinner. And you might, by the way, if you have the intent to marry, you're already like kind of blending finances. Like, I get that psychologically, but like if you're like, oh, we'll take turns. Like, oh, well, you know, you pay this time, I pay this time.
What's your advice to a girl who the guy she's currently seeing, he says that?
Oh, do not marry that man.
But here's the thing. I feel like they should always
break offer.
Great, but they should offer. They should pull out the credit card.
The woman? Of course not.
Just to offer.
No.
It's a nice gesture.
No, by the way, no. This is feminism. Feminism is that you have to be this like self-independent. This is a nice gesture. It's you trying to be like egalitarian. No. You as women should want to be provided for. In fact, you should have an expectation that you as a woman are so important and so critical and so necessary and beautiful that it shouldn't even be a question.
Do you view democracy as an American value, something that's very important to the fabric of this country?
No. Where is democracy in the U.S. Constitution?
Oh, okay. So
No, hold on. Where is the word democracy?
I don't think the word democracy is in the Constitution.
So where is the word democracy in any of the founding fathers?
A lot of the founding fathers had extremely elitist viewpoints around who should...
Hold on. I just want you said the word democracy. So I want to get back to our roots.
Yes.
Where is democracy mentioned? In the Federalist Papers, the Constitution, or the Declaration?
I think it's good that this country has moved away from things that were explicitly believed by the founding
fathers. In the Federalist
fathers.
Papers, and it's mentioned negatively as a problem. So you ask me, is democracy a fundamental American value? I say no.
Okay.
Because I go back to our roots. And Hamilton, Madison, and Jay.
Oh, I know that Hamilton was anti-democracy.
Hold on,
these people thought that people should be owned as
I want to be
property.
clear. I am pro-representative government.
Okay.
But I'm not pro-democracy. That's a big difference, and that distinction's important. But you asked very specifically about democracy, which is not an American value. It never has been and never should be, because what is democracy? Democracy is majority rule no matter what. That there's no provisions of checks and balances, no inalienable rights, no separation of powers, pure if the majority gets it, the majority wants it as quickly as possible.
I don't advocate pure democracy. I do understand that we live in a representative, like we live in a republic, and I understand these things.
You're a stochastic terrorist.
What is that?
You're targeting a minority group. You're targeting trans people
Got it.
specifically.
What is a woman?
That's a stupid ass question, dude. That's a dumb ass question.
What is a woman, college student?
What is a woman? Oh, you're talking to a college student instead of like, I don't know, somebody who has media training?
They can't answer what a woman is. It's not a trick question. What is a woman?
Someone who identifies as a woman.
What is that thing? You can't answer the question with the question. It's like saying, what is the sun? The sun is something that looks like the sun. What is a woman?
It's a social identifies as a woman.
No, you can't answer the question with, define the woman without saying woman. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Good. How are you?
What's your name?
Dakota.
Nice to meet you, Dakota. How old are you?
I'm 11.
Amazing. Give it up for Dakota being here today.
So, I'm pro-life. I'm a fiscal conservative. And I know I want to get into politics when I grow up. I don't want to get into massive debt for a political science degree. What concrete steps can I take now in order to achieve the goal of doing my part to make America great again?
Oh, great. You should go to Hillsdale College, America's greatest college, and start studying now. Start taking classes, reading books. You have to be in charge of your own education, and the fact you're thinking like this at 11 is a great sign. God bless you, and the future is very bright. Thank you. Do you want a hat? What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but...
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So, do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
There's going to be so many of him. It's already happening. The South Park showed you already. Kids around the country are debating. All these kids, man, they went from nothing. He had like 5 people in his crowds to thousands, you know? He already became a staple name.
Here's exactly how their ritual works. They kill a symbol. They blast the image. You absorb the shock. You stop building. You go quiet. And Babylon wins without
They just made him a legend.
You. But listen, the mimics can't kill a sealed scroll. They can only bait it into feeding their loop. So here's your scroll command.
All right, young Kirk, what's the scroll command, dude?
Don't feed the fear.
All right.
Don't argue in comment sections. Don't replay their footage.
Right.
Instead, seal your field with this decree.
Got you.
This ritual stops with me. Fear dies at my border. My scroll remains untouched.
This kid's a trip.
My command stands unshaken.
What the fuck? Huh?
Charlie Kirk became a legend because he spoke anyway. He didn't wait for approval.
You hear that, you guys?
He didn't
Became
water
a
down
legend.
the flame. He knew they were watching, and he still built. If you feel this in your body, if you know your voice is next, don't wait until they target you to remember why you came. This is not about religion. It's about alignment, and you already know what side you're on. I promise you, Charlie was not the target. You were. This was not about left versus right. It was about sovereign versus mimic. Truth got too loud, and the system flinched. Do not bow. Do not break. Seal your field and speak anyway.
Again, now do you believe me? There's going to be a lot of Charlie Kirks.
The way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite.
It's been so unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel. You had both sides. The Israeli side was overrepresented.
No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. My moral character is now being put into question, Megan.
Could it be because of Candace?
Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this.
It's like there's some rule you can't go there when it comes to Israel.
Well, you and I believe that we're Americans and Americans first, period. End of story. We are citizens of this nation, okay?
That's
and
right.
Israel, we have funded, we have supported. I host a person that I moderate the debate of, mind you, right? And I give equal time to Josh Hammer, equal time to a pro-Israel advocate. And my moral character is being
He was going to platform Hassan in 2 weeks.
I think it's a hyper paranoid, like we're just going to try to, we're going to just stamp out everything.
And that piece of shit Hassan's talking shit about him right now.
Practice, but it goes to the point where if, for example, if I have less ability sometimes online to criticize the Israeli government without backlash than actual Israelis.
Damn. So he wanted the Epstein files out. He was open to talk to people that was against Israel. Think about that, you guys. Okay, keep going. What's next? Go ahead, Mr. Producer. What's next?
Well, this sucks. The occult shot Charlie Kirk today. 9/10/2025 equals 19 equals 41, which is 5.
That went over my head, man. Don't worry. Let's keep going. Did that go over your guys' head? Let's keep going.
And why did they do it? Because they're trying to start a civil war in the United States, right? Oh, a liberal did it. A liberal did it. A liberal did it. No.
A liberal did do it.
The occult did it. Just like they shot JFK, just like they shot Abe Lincoln, just like they shoot everybody who gets in their way. Maybe now you'll sign the Full Disclosure Act so we can expose the occult in our government. Anyhow.
I'll still sign it, but
R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk, and God bless his family. Yeah, wake up, people. Wake the fuck up to the occult that rules your world.
Wake the fuck
9,
up.
10, 20, 25.
I still don't understand what this is right
equals
here.
41, which is 5.
He's talking about the 5 bankers.
What the fuck? Okay. I'm not buying into that, man. Just like I don't believe Charlie was a racist. Did him and his best friend figure out a way to push the buttons on their political, competitors? Is that what happened? Yes. 100% for sure. That's all. She said it herself. I mean, she said it. I know you guys heard what I heard. She said they would sit down and practice debating. So they would study answers on how to debate people properly and how to take control of it. That's what was happening. Do I think that the media on both sides have played a large role into this? Yes. Social media and their algorithms? Yes. That's what I think. Do I think South Park played a role? No. Nope. I think South Park did make Charlie more mainstream and accepting, to more youth. I do. I really do. South Park is Americana to its, fullest, right? Parents nowadays, they watch South Park. As a kid, they were watching South Park. So they showed at this time period. I mean, Charlie was captivating the youth for sure, 100%. It was obvious. You could see it on his debates. I keep saying his crowds, like it or not, his crowds went from like 5 people to thousands of people. Even if that's not why they did it, it is now. History won't write. They won't write it in any other way, man. History won't write it any different. Just like history will not write him in a negative light at all. They won't write him in a negative light like you'd see in Blue Skies or TikTok in the future. Watch. Blue Sky, everything is unchallenged and admittedly monitored and enforced by people with left-leaning political ideology. The maker is she openly admits that the platform is for that and it's there to challenge X and is a safe place for liberals, like a little safe zone. She talks about that, you guys. It truly is an admitted echo chamber developed for that reason. The maker says it in her interviews. So I bet you the FBI is watching that shit. TikTok, to this day, nobody truly understands its algorithm. We do know this. Ours is absolutely nothing like its version from its home country. We know that. And we also know this from history. China plays the fucking long game. But that's a completely different pod for us to get into all that. We don't have time right now. But they play the long game and that's what they're doing. Their TikTok looks nothing like our TikTok, man. Seriously. Here's my theory on how simple the TikTok algorithm mystery is. I openly admit I do not have a computer science degree, but I do have a degree in fucking common sense. After taking a look at the boring echo chamber called Blue Skies, I connected the dots and came up with my opinion of what I think the answer is. You guys ready? I think I figured out the algorithm at TikTok. Common sense usually always is right. Usually it's always the answer, man. I think I figured it out using my common sense degree. You ready? Here we go. They just simply allow words that Meta and X, former Twitter, won't allow. It's that simple. Example. Charlie was very against TikTok, man, for years, just like Trump was. The maker of TikTok knew for sure his inside people. Movies call him the spy or whatever. Okay. It's real simple, man. Charlie had a direct connect to the fucking president. I guarantee you. The TikTok guy, his spies that are over here, told him that. So, what do? They just push him through the algorithm more. Put him in everybody's feeds. Give him billions of views. Get him addicted to it, excited. Because Charlie is so articulate and very good at what he did and comes off genuine and authentic. Like him or not, man, the extra algorithm push gave him billions upon billions of views, you guys. One video alone got 1 billion views of his. Has over 1 billion views, just one. The guy has many billions on TikTok. When you really study this young guy's life and the timeline, it's actually a sad story, man. It's sad, but it's also very meaningful, and every one of us can and should learn from this, man. We really should, you guys. We all should learn from this. We have to learn from this. When you really study this guy's life, I said it in my last podcast, man. Nothing lasts forever. Cherish it. What you have, cherish it, man, and always water it. It's actually a sad, sad story what we're seeing. Every one of us can see it, man. I know if you don't see it, you don't got a heart, man. He's a martyr. Martyrs grow bigger over time. Their life, they live forever. They become bigger than ever. Some people even become spiritual followers of martyrs, of figures like him. I'm serious. Here's the definition of martyr. If some people don't know what it is, why don't you guys go, you can read it. I don't need to read it, but it's someone who, suffered or has been killed, for their deeply held beliefs like Charlie's, or religion or politics. Let's play this one more time. This time, if you're, on the right, try to listen. If you're on the left, try and listen. Please, both you guys, both sides.
We are now in a state of a great deception, where facts are not facts and reality is perception. And everything you read on your feed is feed. And politicians cross party lines to keep us deceived. You see, historically, black people have been traditional, but white Democrats say blacks have to be liberal. So we adopt the co-op, trying to avoid a fall. But if you handpicked our choice, that's not a choice at all. And what about Republicans? They just want to divide us. Yes, they're racist too, but they don't pretend to like us. So we don't pretend to be friends or fester by their feet. The only thing worse than a wolf is one dressed like a sheep. So you can be a sheep and go sleep with the shepherd. But regardless of what they hide, they both support genocide. They both support or sign bills that kill black and brown children. Replace gravestones with luxury homes and buildings. It's gross how they netting in Benjamin search Yahoo for the brazen fundraising to push imperialism. They use a war machine that's worth trillions to colonize civilians and spread materialism. Remember 2020 when we was in isolation? Nobody could go to work, so the government had to pay us. Then they used our own trauma to play and manipulate us up until election day just to sway us in their favor. Basically made crime legal. And it's not the rich that suffer, it's only the disenfranchised people. To drive down the property value, ignite fear, buy it for cheap, then make a huge profit in 5 years. But there's a threat, Project 2025. We've been in the projects and still managed to survive. We've been marginalized and denied our rights too. So the things they scared of, we lived our whole lives through. They use black people like political ping pongs and parade out paid celebrities just to sing songs. It seems wrong, but the fear's intact. Cause the puppet strings are green and there's a pact with the bureaucrats. They all follow that dogma to make Parma. They all have to answer to karma and big pharma. They all fall in line with their donors and lobbyists just to render private agenda so it's not so obvious. This is the modern day Roman Empire, controlling most of the map, but it still has to collapse. Land of the pill poppers, junkies, and meth heads. I think it's safe to say America's on her deathbed.
I'll say it again, I hope it's not, but follow this guy. Buy his music. Get that. If you're for him or you're not for him, what happened to the guy, it's sad, man. That poor guy got hit in the neck. We all saw the same video, man. If you can laugh after seeing that and actually post a TikTok or IG video or a blue sky note, whatever you guys fucking call it over there. The day, I think a day after it happened, they still didn't find the guy, right? We all knew that. And I would go to places like this, I think they're called Midas Touch.
There's been a major tone change in right-wing media by MAGA Republican Congress members and senators, and even by Donald Trump, now that the identity of Charlie Kirk's killer has been made public. And the fact that it was a white 22-year-old Mormon from a family that were Trump supporters, Tyler Robinson, the murderer. His political affiliation is really unknown at this point. There are some people who are saying, well, he's a griper, he's a right-wing guy, it's so obvious. There are other people saying, oh, he's a left-wing person and whatever. But at the end of the day, he did not fit the profile or the narrative that the White House wanted. I guess they wanted it to be what a purple-haired, Latino transgender person, and that they were spreading that as the character of who the killer was going to be.
Grifters like a motherfucker, man. If you go there, you'll see they'll be like, oh, Trump and all of them are blaming it on left-wing people or saying that, this and that. And then the media and some of these people, they were like, oh, Trump and them are mad because he's white and he's religious. Then they all found out that, yeah, he's white, but his family might be religious. They're a bunch of fucking Mormons, I guess. But nothing wrong with Mormons. I like Mormons a lot. I'm just saying, this kid became radicalized in the past year or two of his life. He was a smart kid, man, but he was radicalized, and he was in the closet gay, when in modern day times, you don't need to be in the closet. I think anybody that's in the closet, you need to be scared of them, especially if it's older men. That means they're probably raping little boys. I mean, in modern day times, I don't think you got to be in the closet, do you? I mean, these motherfuckers got parades. I mean, they're a protected class. I mean, yeah. So it's a trip when you look at it that way. You guys, and I'm kind of crazy at following news, and I follow CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, News Nation. I watch all the different podcasters, man. Here's the deal, man. I do a lot of traveling, and I'll fly, like, for example, tomorrow, I'm going to fly into Portland, Oregon. I'll pick up a rental car, and I'm going to drive from Portland, Oregon out to Idaho, up into Montana, then over into Washington, and then I'll drop the rental car off in Seattle, Washington, and fly back to SFO from Seattle, Washington. But while I'm driving, that's all I'm doing, man. I'm either on Sirius XM or I'm listening to podcasts, man, because I do a lot of like 5-hour-long drives. I try to only make it 5-6 hours max. If it's anything further, then I'll get a hotel. I'm gonna take that. I don't need these in anymore. I don't need to hear myself, right? Yeah. But so I listen to a lot of news, man. I follow everything. I follow all sides of it so I can form my own opinion. Because, I understand that people have a narrative. I understand that people have a goal, and they are trying to get you to follow them, and they're trying to get ratings. And I also realize that us humans are very fucking tribal, man. We're tribal. That's why sports, what Stephen A. Smith was saying about sports, about how important sports is, that's what he was getting at. That's what he was articulating to you. He was trying to let you know that all of us need to start watching sports more, because too many people have made politics their sport. That's the problem here. I've been saying this for, I think, 3 years now. I realized it about 3 years ago. Halfway into President Biden's term, I realized that, wow, okay. Because a lot of people stopped watching sports. They did, you guys. Especially a lot of Republicans, because they would get upset about, seeing people knee and all these different things. So that was their way of protesting. That was their protest. And you can't be upset about that, man. Just like Republicans can't be upset if people want to go peacefully protest, on the left. But for some reason, there's no such thing as peaceful protesting, you guys. Think about it. Am I the only one noticing this shit? Am I? I mean, look at Portland, man. Look at this shit.
Every day and every night for months, scenes like these unfolding here as Portland's Antifa aggressively protests Trump's immigration policies outside the federal ICE detention facility. Protests have turned violent, rock throwing, smashing windows. Federal officers respond with tear gas, flashbangs. Some have been arrested, charged with arson, assault.
People out here are generally anti-fascists.
One of the Antifa told us the media has it wrong.
As far as violence goes, there never really is any.
And that the feds, they're the aggressors.
As a rule, really, it's been mainly DHS causing all the issues. Because they come out with a disproportionate amount of force.
Are you press?
I am press. I am an independent journalist. I just do stuff on TikTok and Instagram and Substack.
Okay. Oh, so you're not part of this?
No, I'm part of this. I'm a gonzo journalist. I kind of embedded myself.
Okay. Just one sign of the changing dynamic here in Portland, a story in contrast. Naturally beautiful and rooted in progressive ideals, quirky and weird, Once thriving, those days clearly gone.
This place was great. This was like the best place. And I told everyone that Portland was the best place in the world. And I believed it because it was true. But now it sucks.
Tara Fall, Portland resident and mother of 4, has been documenting the city's chaos for years. She's been brutally attacked and assaulted.
I was just showing a riot that was happening in the street, and this group demanded that I put my camera down, and I didn't do it, so a guy runs out and throws a haymaker to my head.
Still, she continues to shine a light on the issue gutting the city on the ground, homelessness, where decriminalization of drugs sent the number of homeless through the roof. Fall says the homeless population, currently around 7,000, rarely sees a dime of the over $700 million the city has appropriated annually. And like the rioting, they're all symptoms of failure at the top.
People should just look at Portland as a warning of what it looks like when you just allow some ideas to go unchecked with nothing stopping it.
Let's look at what happened after Charlie was assassinated, because that's what it was. What happened to the martyr after he was assassinated, and how many people from around the world, man, were gathering peacefully. Look at this. I would call that a martyr. He's been martyred, you guys. And when you do that, you just created many
I will never get tired of hearing that from you people.
Of this man. So here's the thing, man. I'm not with it. All this crazy talk, all these people talking the way they're talking, man, and saying this guy deserved it or he was a fucking racist. You know, you could take me for my word or go research it. Go to his channel right here on YouTube. Go there. Go to Charlie's channel or go to what's that called? Turning Point. Go to Turning Point. Go to their channel. I mean, look, I also noticed today there's already young dudes out there hitting the college campuses, setting up tables already. And they're doing it in memory of him. This fucking dork, the fucking assassin that is going to get the death penalty most likely. And did you guys know in the state of Utah, do you know how they do it with the death penalty? Do you know? Google it real quick. I'll just tell you. It's called the firing squad. So this piece of shit, and he deserves it, he's going to take a bullet himself. He's not going to be put out nicely like a dog gets put out. He's not going to be injected with something and fed chocolate so he could be happy as he falls asleep. They're going to put a bullet in that motherfucker. He did this shit in Utah where the death penalty is. And if you don't believe me, they're one of the only states. Look it up, man. Look. That way you don't got to look it up. We'll do it for you. Can you throw it up, please? Yeah, there you guys go, right there. Look. So, to his little boyfriend that's transitioning, your little boyfriend's going to take a bullet. He's going to take a bullet, like the person that he served a bullet to. All right? All right? To all of his friends and all the people that he talked to about this, because you know he wasn't silent the whole time. You know he was plotting, right? We don't want war in this country, man. We don't want civil war in our country. You guys get it? Got it? We don't want that. Don't you like to be able to be at your house and get on the internet or, you know, eat some food, smoke a fatty, whatever you do, man. Drink some beer, whatever you do, man. But if there's a civil war, you're not doing any of that. Any of that. Don't think it's all roses, man. You don't think you'll have family members or close loved ones that might not be here after the Civil War? What are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about? You guys are crazy, man. This is my opinion. If somebody, okay, I'm going to say it one more time. The man that was martyred, His very close friend is the director of the FBI. The person that he admired the most, and I'm sure the person that he admired the most loved this young guy because of how hard he worked, because he was just like him. This man, who's the leader of the free world. He's our president, like it or not. I didn't like Biden as my president, but I called him president. Just saying. You know, a lot of these people I see on social media doing all this shit, you could tell they're all pussies. You could tell they're soft. You could tell they're weak. You could tell not one of these people have ever even been in a fist fight, man. Not even in a fucking fist fight. The point is, they're soft. That's why this dude did it the way he did it. And unfortunately, his dad taught him how to be a hunter. So he knew how to pull that trigger, and I'm sure he was a gamer too on top of it. But man, we can't make this shit normal, you guys. We can't. We just can't. Just like, I mean, look what's happened to school shootings. It's normalized. Do you guys realize, look, I did this whole podcast not, showing any, 2-minute news, any of the stuff I normally do. This whole thing's been about this because this has been everywhere, right? This wasn't even going to be what my podcast was about this week. I have a whole nother podcast done, so I'll be dropping it in like the next day or two after this one comes out. But the point is, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We're not in good times. The same day, this Charlie guy that was martyred, when he was martyred, killed, murdered, shot by a pussy, by someone very soft, he was unalived by somebody that was weak-minded, man, and brainwashed. That's what happened here. It's as simple as that. But I guarantee you all these people are being watched over on Blue Sky. All these really smart people. And like over at Midas Touch on YouTube, all these really smart people that talk about unaliving people. These people are crazy, man. Do they know that there's IP addresses? They don't, do they? Oh, wait, maybe they have, what's that called again? I forget the name. What's that called again? A VPN. Maybe they have a VPN. Who knows? But I'm sure they could be found. Because a lot of these idiots, they put themselves, all over their social media with, their friends. Right? So, you guys are a bunch of idiots, man. And you know what? Each of you deserve what you're getting. And for all you people that are getting fired right now, I'm not for cancel culture. I don't believe in it on either side or in the middle. It's ridiculous. I mean, we live in America, but you know what? If you're going to do some of that shit, and like within minutes after this guy, after what everybody saw, we all saw the same shit, man. And there's no one seeing it. You know what I mean? We all saw it. Everybody saw it. I was fixing a headlight, and my younger nephew, hit up my brother, texted him and said Charlie Kirk was just shot, and he's gonna die. And I was like, nah, man. In my mind, I thought, he got shot. Dude ain't gonna die. No big deal. And I kept saying that right for about 20 minutes. And I was telling my brother that, and I was like, nah, your son, he's a QAnon dude, man. He's tripping, man. He's way overthinking this right now. He's not really a QAnon, but anybody that's a conspiracy theorist nowadays, I call him a QAnon. I might start calling him a Blue Anon. I don't know. It does sound better, Blue Anon, because these fucking people, man, it's crazy. Because I like to go over to that Midas Touch podcast, and I recommend everybody to go visit Midas Touch podcast. It'll trip you out, man. You talk about echo chambers, man. Wow. It's like going over to, a far right leaning YouTube channel, but all those were, taken off YouTube. But for some reason, people like this guy here on Midas Touch gets to stay over there and he gets to lie. It's a trip, man. Watch some of these things, man. And everything, you'll notice all these white people keep throwing in, saying it's because these people are racist against black people. It's like they're trying to brainwash black people, man. That's how I feel. When, if you got a bunch of fucking white people saying that to you, I mean, yeah, it's pretty fucking believable, huh? That's why they're doing it. Don't you get it? They figured it out. Why do you think the the person, that one girl at the beginning, her real quick, I'm going to do it one more time.
How they're going to make this about how black people shouldn't be allowed guns or trans people. They're probably going to blame a trans black person.
Did you ever
but we can all
hear anybody say they thought it's a black guy? Did you guys? Did you? It just worries me that I feel like we are in a time period where people are becoming radicalized, man, and racist on all sides. And it's being driven into people right now, man, by constantly hitting people with it. And then, you know, the people like Midas Touch Network and that girl I showed you, where they want to they throw that in there, you know, and they do it because they know that their movement is weak and they know the other one is not, for a very good reason. Make sense now? I feel like they're trying to get everybody involved because they know that their movement isn't that strong, man. And we all realize that they're a little wacky. Don't you got to be a little wacky to chop that off? Or to cut these off? A little bit? Just a little at least? Come on, man. Come on. And for any parent out there, if your kid's under the age 18 and you're like, oh, Johnny wants to be a Joanna, and you know, I don't want Joanna to kill herself. Come on, man, get your kid help. And for any of you teachers out there that feel like you don't have to tell a parent, think about this for a minute, man. What people have the highest suicide rate in this country outside of military veterans? What people? The trans community, that's who. That's who. Even after they transition. So my point is, if a fucking 14, 15, 12-year-old kid is telling their teacher they want to transition, they should tell the parent, because what if they are also very suicidal? Does anybody care about that? Does anybody think about that? I feel like a lot of crazy shit's becoming normalized. I'm a little worried. I'm worried that a bunch of pussies are going to set off something because they're hoping we have a civil war, and they've never even been in a physical fight. They've never been jumped. They've never lived the life that a lot of people have lived, man. You could tell just by looking at them. A lot of them were spoiled little fucking brats as kids, man. And their parents let them do anything they wanted to do, and their parents didn't punish them. That's who these kids are. And they all think they're victims. They all think they deserve something. They all think that the world's too hard on them. They all think that they have to work too hard to get anything. Like, no one else had to work their fucking ass off to get everything they have. Not everybody was handed stuff, man. Matter of fact, I don't even think 1% have, right? Because the 1%ers are the top earners. And I don't think all top earners were born wealthy, right? Do you? It's pretty sad, man. We're in a sad place. And again, I already did another podcast. We had to come up with this one and put it together and figure out, how do we want to do this? And as we're putting it together, as we're, talking and building things, something new happens, something new pops up. I mean, there's so much shit we could talk about, man. There's so many different clips I could show you, but it would have to be like an 8-hour long podcast. And it's not going to be today. And I'm done talking about this today. And if you came here on audio, thank you. I'm not going to name off all the platforms. If you're here from YouTube watching me right now, thank you. Peace. And man, we all need to get along, man. We really do. We need to learn how to talk to one another. We need to learn how to, even if you disagree, it's okay to disagree. It is. And constructive criticism is important for each and every one of us to get from somebody close to us, or even people you don't know. As long as you take it as constructive criticism, But yeah, man, it's just, I don't even know why I just went into that. I think I went into it because everybody assumes that, I don't know, man. It's just, it's kind of crazy. Look, kids, if you got fucking piercings hanging out of your nose and big ass ones on your ears and face tattoos and all that, you're not being stereotyped and not hired at the job you're trying to get because of your politics. It's because of how you're presenting yourself, man. You got to play the game. That's your guys' problem. You think you're a victim with everything and everybody should accept you exactly how you are. And if they don't, they aren't thinking properly and they need to, reevaluate their minds. Come on, man. Grow the fuck up. Seriously, just grow the fuck up, man. All right? And the majority of us, we don't want to see your fucking post. We don't want to see you. We don't. And I'm glad that you guys have made it very obvious who you are. It's so easy to pinpoint you. It really is, man. You don't even have to put nothing up anymore. You proved a lot of different people's theories that don't even care about politics. Someone needs to come up with a new name for you guys, for you Karens, because that's what you guys are. You're like a new class of Karens, except Karens are better people than you. You guys think you're entitled to everything, and you think your opinion means everything, and you think that everybody else is stupid. You think everybody's a racist if they don't agree with your, what do you call it, transgender ideology? I don't know. That doesn't make someone a racist, man. You guys are a joke. You really are, man. You're a fucking joke. All right? So, fuck you. I shouldn't talk this way, man. They're going to fuck my channel up. I'll just go over to Sick TV and post the shit on their stream. I mean, Sick TV has their own stream. You guys realize that? It's called SickTube. It's their own stream over on Sick TV. All right? Love you, Mom. Everybody else, thank you for coming, man. It means a lot. It really does. Tell a friend about it. Share it. If you want, leave a comment. If you don't. And again, you can catch me all over the place on many different audio locations if you only listen audio. But the best place is right here on YouTube so you can see me visually and see what the fuck me and Miss Producer Lady is putting up behind me to try to bring what I'm talking about alive. So with that said, I will see you guys next week. This has been another week gone by, episode 18. I'm out. Peace.
Bingo was
We're gonna
his
take this shit back to the
name,
basics, But it's enough of that. You got my take on it, all right? If not, I agree with Snoop. It's that fucking simple. Now let's go back to Hair Gel Newsom. This fucking guy.
Over the last few years, I'm trying to understand as much as anyone else. The whole pronoun thing. Trying to understand all of that. But, that was like the hell. I mean, all that stuff. I get it.
That right there is when we knew he's running.
Commander-in-Chief in 2028.
Hands are flailing. He gets so nervous and he can't stop moving his hands. Right? It's to tell. I'm uncomfortable and I'm probably lying too. Hands above the middle.
Take